Hello, thank you for watching CVC Interviews. I'm your host, Nick Levine, and today we'll be talking with Sue Vining of Channel 3 Kids Camp. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, you are the Director of Marketing at Channel 3 Kids Camp. I'd like to go over a little bit of the history of Channel 3 Kids Camp. And now, it's been around for about how many years? It started in, I think, 1910.
This will be our 107th summer of bringing kids to camp.
That's crazy. Now, how did it start out? Because it probably wasn't Channel 3 Kids Camp in 1910.
No, it was the Times Farm Camp. So the Times paper, the newspaper, the Hartford Times, was originally what it was named after. And then when they went out of business, somebody came up with a brilliant idea to have WFSB Channel 3 be our media sponsor and our namesake. So we, in fact, just last fall, we celebrated our 40th anniversary with Channel 3 Kids Camp, with Channel 3. And so they've been our media sponsor ever since then and our namesake since then.
Okay. Now, by namesake, you mean that because the place was originally called the Almada Lodge
Times Farm Camp.
Wow, that's pretty long.
So the Almada Lodge was one of the original buildings on the camp. And then the Times took us on, and then when they went out of business...
That's when Channel 3... Okay. Now, when you say that Channel 3 is your media sponsor, what does Channel... Now, a lot of people might think that Channel 3 actually owns the camp. So what does Channel 3 have to do with the camp?
So there is misunderstanding with a lot of people that Channel 3 owns the camp. Channel 3 does not own the camp. Channel 3 is our media sponsor and our namesake, but they do not pay our bills. We are a completely nonprofit organization. We rely on grants, sponsorships, individual donations. We're completely nonprofit. And the monies that we get from these organizations, we use to maintain the camp. We use to bring children to camp that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to come to camp and do what we do. But Channel 3 is an enormous help for us. They are our media sponsor. They help us get out the word about our programs. But they don't pay our bills.
Okay. Now, who is probably your biggest sponsor?
We have hundreds and hundreds of corporate sponsors. So that's a really tough question to answer because it changes.
Okay.
It changes. You know,
you're always seeking out grants.
We are always seeking out grants and corporate sponsorships. We have fundraising events that go on throughout the entire year. We have a full-time grant writer. So yeah, that changes constantly.
Wow. Over the years, has it been pretty steady, or is it easier some years or harder other years when trying to get these sponsorships and grant money?
It's a constant, ongoing effort, and we only have a 12-person full-time staff. So ongoing pursuing of help.
Okay. How does being a nonprofit change the way that you would run a camp?
Basically, because we have to have grant writers, development people, fundraising events throughout the year. We can't stop. Last year, we gave over $400,000 in campership, which is another name for sponsorship, but we call it campership to bring children to camp. So in order to keep our camp at capacity and provide these opportunities, we provide them for over 3,000 children every year. We have to be constantly fundraising.
Okay. Now, who do you mostly serve for campers?
We serve everyone. We serve children throughout the entire state. We have an overnight camp and a day camp. If a child receives SNAP, TANF, or free reduced lunch, they can come to camp for under $125 a week, and it costs us approximately $950 a week for them to be there.
Oh, okay.
So
it's a big subsidy.
that's what these funds are for.
Yeah.
We have a day camp as well. That is not subsidized, but we, along with our mission, we keep it at $250 a week.
Okay.
Which is still, we feel, really affordable for many people.
That makes sense.
And that's our mission, is to be able to bring any child that wants to come to camp.
Okay. Now, when you say overnight, is that a choice made by a camper, or is that like a different policy?
Children, all families have the choice of overnight or day camp.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, day camp,
If you probably
you
live
need
a
to
distance.
be somewhat local, yes, because you'd have to drive your child there every day.
Yeah.
Overnight camp, we have transportation from 9 cities throughout the state. So those children can come even
Okay.
without.
That's great. What kind of programs do you do at the camp?
You mean like activities?
Yeah.
Oh boy, we have a lot. We have a brand new high and low ropes course,
Okay.
including a zip line,
Oh, nice.
which is really cool. We have performing arts, we have archery, we have computer/journalism, we have obviously swimming. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool where kids get free swim
I
and
saw
swimming
it's
lessons.
massive.
It's very big, very popular, obviously, because it's hot. We have arts and crafts, circus, martial arts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we really try to vary it up. And then we also, every week during the summer, we have 10 sessions during the summer. Every week, there's one day that's a theme day.
Okay.
So, for example, Dr. Seuss Day, Carnival Day. We have a career day. We're having people, come in and talk about careers. We have, oh boy, I'm drawing a blank here, but so many.
Sounds like you have a lot of things.
So every week we'll have one special theme day.
Okay. Now, it sounded like a lot of activities. So, does each camper choose which activities they want to do, or do they do them all?
They get to choose.
Okay.
Well, they get to choose their top 3.
Okay.
And then their focus that week will be those 3. But then they'll also have the opportunity to do all the other activities as well.
Okay. Now, as such a giant facility, how many campers do you generally get during this period?
We'll have about 150 overnight and about 85 day campers each week.
And how long is like a grouping? Or do they last the whole summer as this?
Some of the kids come every week. Some of the kids only come once. It's what the parents sign them up for.
Okay.
In addition to that, we also have a year-round child care center.
Oh, wow.
And so those are kids from anywhere from 15 months to 5 years. And while they don't participate in, say, rope climbing
And
per
archery.
se, they have full access to the camp, and the teachers take them around and, do hiking and nature and
And that's all year round?
all year round.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What ages does that go to? You said it starts at
15
about
months
15
to 5.
to 5 years.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But then we also have a program for those same age children that's just for the summer.
Oh, okay. So in a weird way, I guess it mixes it up for them during the summer, so they don't feel like they do it all year as the same group.
Yes, I mean there's some kids that come year round. There's some kids that just come for the summer. So,
Oh, okay.
but
All
it's
right.
great because in a preschool program like that, not many preschools can offer the outdoor experiences that we can offer. While they don't go swimming at that age, they have access to the hiking trails, the playground. We have a boundless playground. They go outside at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Great.
And it's so much fun to watch them because they're adorable.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear more of it. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will return with Sue Vining of Channel 3 Kids Camp.
Here at Community Voice Channel in Bolton, we're always interested in what you have to say. Have an idea for a show you want to see on TV? We'll help you become a studio producer and learn the basics of camera work in our studio workshop and field workshop. From your own talk show to interview show to whatever you want to do, we're always interested in your ideas and will help you see them happen. Community Voice Channel, a place for your voice.
Welcome back to CVC Interviews. If you're just joining us, we are still talking with Sue Vining of Channel 3 Kids Camp. She is the Director of Marketing. All right, Sue. So let's talk little bit about what the camp does on top of just the summer campers. You have a weekend type of extra camp, and it's a respite weekend?
Yes, we offer, we are a camp that can accommodate children with special needs. In 2014, the camp was sort of renovated, so to speak, with buildings that can accommodate wheelchairs, and we have hired nursing staff, and we can now take children with special needs, and we take them throughout the summer, but in addition to that, we offer monthly respite weekends throughout the entire year. So children with special needs are able to have a camp experience, and the parents of those children are able to have a bit of a break from this intensive care that they have to provide their kids. And these kids, when they're there, they're taught, just basic, living experiences, and they're taught, they get to experience fun stuff. It's camp, but just for a weekend.
That's nice.
It's very nice. And in addition to that, we have a teen leadership program that we run for our teens that goes throughout the year. They're there in the summer, but during the year they also have a weekend that coincides with the respite weekend.
Oh, okay.
And those teens are taught to learn how to be involved with these kids that are from the respite weekends, these kids that need special needs. So they learn from that, as well as we bring in people that teach them leadership skills. They do community service. It's a great program, and it's sort of a feeder into our CIT program.
Yeah, it makes them a more well-rounded human being anyways, to learn how to help others.
Yes, exactly.
Now, another thing is that you guys occasionally, you team up with schools, or schools get to come in for their vacation?
We are a host for Nature's Classroom, which is a program that we don't run, but we host their teachers and the students, and they come in and they get educational experiences in nature. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, they learn physics through projects that they do outside in nature. It's a great program. As I said, we don't run it. We're a host site for it, but it's a wonderful program. It's been around we've been a host for probably about 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And then in addition to that, during vacation school camps, like April vacation, February vacation, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, we run our own vacation camps for local kids that whose parents need somewhere for them to go. And it's basically camp, but depending on the season, they do different things. Yeah. So depending on the season, they won't be swimming or anything like that.
Okay.
But they'll go outside, they'll do hiking, and we always run a theme around it, so it's sort of educational and recreational at the same time.
Okay, that's great. Now, another question, because you said you only have 12 staff.
Full-time, year-round,
staff. Paid staff, in other words.
We swell to over 100 in the summer.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering about how do people become counselors? Because you guys you probably have...
Well, we have a CIT program, which, like I said, our teen program feeds into that. We also participate with a program called Camp America, in which children, students, youth, young adults from around the world come and they work for us through Camp America as an experience to sort of be in America, work, see American culture. And it's really fun because I'd say probably about half our staff are from, say, the UK, Poland.
Wow.
We've even had New Zealand, Jordan.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, so it's really fun because all of a sudden all these people are working there and they've got these really cool accents and completely different perspectives of things. And it's something new for us, but it's especially something new for the kids to hear these different accents and learn about different cultures.
Yeah, that's great. It allows them to be more worldly without, thousands of dollars to travel everywhere, but you get to learn about the people just by actually
and
meeting
in
them.
exchange, they work for us, they live with us, but we also are required to, and we provide just sort of American experiences, take them up to Boston, take them to a
Okay.
baseball game,
Yeah, that makes sense.
take them to the mall, I don't know.
But as for like counselors, are there any counselors like I sometimes see this like in movies or something where like ex-campers, because they hit like a certain age, are now counselors.
Right, well, so that's what our teen leadership program
That
is
is-
about.
okay.
So campers that age out,
Okay.
well, then they have to apply and be accepted. But if they're accepted, they will then be teen leaders. The teen leaders help with the kids, but they're still campers. And then they go on to be CITs.
Okay.
And then from there, they can apply to become counselors.
Okay. And
So it's a feeder program.
okay. Is counselor volunteer or is that paid?
They get paid a stipend.
Okay. Now, what about volunteering? Do you guys just have just straight up volunteers?
This time of year especially, we have a
Okay.
lot of volunteer groups that come in to help us get camp cleaned up, get it
okay.
ready. Put together bunk beds, blow leaves, help clean the pool, clean the arts and crafts room, get it ready. We have lots and lots of volunteer opportunities, and it's a really great team building group experience for a lot of companies. We just had a big group from Voya there 2 days ago. There's like 30 of them, and they were there for 6 hours, and they got so much done. We wouldn't be able to do it
Wow.
without volunteers.
Okay. So if somebody did want to volunteer, how would they go about that?
They can just check out our website. We have a volunteer page. They can call our number. It's 860-742-2267. Our website is channel 3, the number, kidscamp.org.
And we'll put that up on the
And
screen.
we welcome volunteers for not just camp cleanup, but our fundraising events. We have a huge fundraising event every year called Holly Light Fantasia, which is in Hartford. It's a light show. And we need volunteers for usually about 40 nights during the season, as well as preparing for the event. We have people who are, basically fixing light bulbs and getting our lights ready. Great team building event. We like to promote those volunteers, so it's good for
Now,
them.
you had touched on companies coming in to, volunteer, as many companies do, to volunteer to clean up the place and like team building that many companies do. Can they also rent the facility to like orchestrate one of like some big company meet or
we have
maybe
facility
nonprofits?
rental. We have 2 buildings that can hold about 65 beds that are like dorm style. And when we rent the facility, it tends to be those buildings that people rent. Retreats, we've even had weddings,
Okay.
corporate events, anything like that. We have, a chef that's available to provide meals if that's what they want. We have church groups. We have just all sorts of rental opportunities. We don't typically rent a lot during the summer because obviously we have campers there.
Makes sense.
But fall through now, we have a lot of, we call them weekend rentals.
Okay. Now, you guys have a very massive 150-acre lot. Are you guys still trying to expand, build more buildings, come up with more?
We have 150 acres along the Scungamug River. We're located in Andover and Coventry, but our address is Andover. We're right off of Route 6. And we are currently building 3 new cabins, thanks to the Hartford Home Builders Association. They're going to do the work.
Great.
And Lowe's is donating the materials. And these will be cabins that can fit a lot more than our traditional cabins, which will allow us to bring in more campers to the camp, and they will be done before the summer starts. So yeah, we are always expanding. We've had recently a new pool house built. We have a beautiful new pavilion that was built a few years ago by the Home Builders Association. Our first wheelchair accessible building was funded by the Ashway Foundation. That was built in 2014. It's new, it's beautiful, it's like dorm style instead of little cabins.
Okay, yeah.
We have a recreation hall, which is one of our original centerpieces of our camp that is in dire need of refurbishing. And recently we received a grant from the Garmany Foundation, and they are going to give us a $55,000 grant
Wow.
that they will match if we raise $55,000.
Oh, okay.
And to do this is where we do all our performing arts, and it's like a gathering place that's undercover, and we're really, really excited about it because it's just a beautiful building, but it's really old and it's really rustic. The windows are all worn out, and we don't have heat, we don't have air conditioning. We also run our visual media program in this building. We want to make the stage accessible for wheelchairs, and it's a really big endeavor. It's like the last building that we really, really want to get, going for today's weather and today's, and that is a building that right now we use in the summer extensively for our performing arts.
Okay.
We have a little production every Friday because they work on a little thing every week, and then Friday they perform for all the other campers. But we can't really use it year-round right now.
Yeah.
So we really want to get that redone. That's kind of like our next
I really
big
hope
improvement.
that you guys get it. That would be a great improvement.
Yeah.
Especially just for the fact that Americans with disabilities, it would supply them with even more stuff to do at
And to be able to use it year-round would help us greatly with the respite weekends, the teen weekends, and the rentals.
Be great.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't touched upon that you would like to really speak about?
I guess I just want to say that camp is really valuable to children for many reasons, especially nowadays because, the kids during the summer, they're on their technology.
Okay.
They're inside.
True.
We provide an opportunity. There's no cell phones allowed. They're not allowed to bring electronics. They get outside. They see the river. They see the woods. They see the hiking. They go crayfishing. They really get back into an appreciation of nature. And I think that's really important in this day and age. A lot of these kids need socialization, and they're sharing cabins, and they're taught how to eat in a dining room together, and really communicate with each other. And I think that's really
it would definitely help with the social skills that you need later in life.
Yeah, and we have zip lining, we have high and low ropes courses, we have hiking, we have all these experiences that a lot of these children would never otherwise be able to participate in. So it opens their eyes to so much more than if they were stuck home every day during the summer, especially if their parents work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. I would, when you say like rope climbing and all that, you would think that would get them interested, because there's nothing more fun than a little bit of danger. And I did want to go back to one little thing. The way that you guys get foreign travelers to come and help out at the camp, how is that actually done? Do you guys put out for that, or?
Well, it's through an organization called Camp America, and they facilitate. They facilitate, and we have one of our summer camp directors is actually from the UK. And he sort of handles that for us, and he does the interviews, but Camp America facilitates their transportation and all that stuff.
Now, is it that these people in these other countries are counselors in their respective country?
They're looking for an experience as a counselor. They're looking for an experience in America.
Are these people generally, let's say, college age?
Yes. They're generally like 18 to 25 years old.
Okay, so
and this is a great way to spend their summer.
Yeah, so they're probably at university. They're getting a credit. They're learning.
Yes, and usually at the end of the summer they take off and explore America a little bit, depending on where they want to go.
Before going right back home.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And it's fun because you get to see them also make friends with other people.
They can, expand their.
And, we have these special camp weeks that we partner with all these other associations. For example, one of them is called Sibling Connections. And it's a program where we work with DCF, Connecticut,
Okay, DCF.
and we bring siblings together that have been separated in the foster care system.
Wow.
And it's the most heartwarming week of the entire
I didn't know
summer.
They separated. I didn't know that.
And so this is an opportunity to not only bring these kids to camp, but reunite them with their siblings.
Yeah.
And you see these counselors get so invested in these children. And obviously a lot of these children have been through a lot.
Yeah.
And these counselors get so invested in these children. And when the children leave after a week, they're weeping.
Yeah. I can
It's
understand
just-
why.
It's so touching to see how much these counselors care for these kids.
That's great.
It's really heartwarming. We have special weeks that we partner with the Epilepsy Foundation.
Oh, cool.
We have kids with epilepsy. We have a week with the Jet Foundation for children with muscular dystrophy. But we have a lot of collaborative weeks with organizations that help
For,
children
let's
with special
say, the
needs.
hearing impaired or.
Oh, we have BESB. It's called the Bureau of Educational Services for the Blind.
Oh, okay.
And these kids come in and they're at camp.
Great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And while these weeks, special weeks are going on, we also have our regular campers there too. So it's a very inclusive environment. So we don't close the camp for other people.
Okay.
We just include those special programs with our regular campers. And the idea is to, make this an inclusive environment and
Yeah.
let our typically developing children / campers interact with these other children with special needs.
Yeah. One of the problems with that, with how people generally live in life is that they tend to only stick with the people that they know. They don't branch out and try to get to know anybody who may have a learning disability.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good that you guys do all that you bring them in and,
Yeah.
you let people understand that, the people around you are just people. They
Right.
just might not be able to hear
Right.
well, or they, they have a disease that, immobilizes them,
Yep.
from what you are capable of.
Yeah, we even have a week that we work with the American Academy of Dermatology for children with chronic skin diseases.
Okay.
And, they can come to camp and not be ridiculed for
Exactly.
whatever is physically visible.
And the people who don't have skin disorders, finally, they have a knowledge now, and now it's not something that may be strange to them. And once they have a knowledge of it, it can become more commonplace
Yeah,
in
and
their
acceptance.
mind. Yeah, and they
And
can accept it.
acceptance, yeah.
That's great. I like that you guys are doing a lot of work for people with disabilities. That's a great thing. Thank you for talking with us today,
thanks for
Sue.
having me.
Yeah, and thank you for watching CVC Interviews.